The foundation of connection: clarity. Clarity. It's a simple word, yet it holds immense power in the realm of relationships. It's the bedrock of any strong relationship. Without it, even the most passionate love can falter. When we're clear, we understand each other, we build trust. Clarity allows us to see each other for who we truly are beyond the surface. We create space for authentic connection. Without clarity, relationships flounder. Misunderstandings and miscommunications become the norm. We get lost in assumptions. Misunderstandings fester. The lack of clarity can turn small issues into insurmountable obstacles. Think of clarity as the bridge between two souls. It connects hearts and minds, allowing love to flow freely. It's the language of the heart, spoken honestly and heard with compassion. Clarity is about being transparent and vulnerable. When we're clear about our needs, our desires, and our boundaries, we invite others into the fullness of who we are. We open the door to deeper understanding and intimacy. Clarity isn't just about what we say, but how we say it. It's about the tone, the intention, and the sincerity behind our words. It's about being present, being honest, and being kind. It's about showing up fully in the moment and being genuine. It's about letting go of the need to be right and choosing to be real instead. Clarity helps us prioritize connection over conflict. In a world that often feels chaotic and confusing, clarity offers a beacon of hope. It provides a sense of direction and purpose. It reminds us that true connection is possible when we dare to be open, honest, and true to ourselves. Clarity is the key to unlocking the full potential of our relationships. When words get lost, why clarity matters. Imagine this. You're asking your partner for help with chores, but your tone conveys frustration. They hear criticism, not a request. Misunderstandings arise from subtle cues, unspoken expectations, and assumptions. Clarity matters because it minimizes these everyday misunderstandings. It's about articulating needs directly, saying "I need your help" instead of "you never help." It's about expressing appreciation, acknowledging efforts, and preventing resentment from building. Without clarity, we risk building relationships on shaky ground. We might think we're on the same page, but our unspoken expectations create distance. Clarity bridges that gap, ensuring both partners feel heard, understood, and valued. Relationships thrive on shared understanding. Clarity is the key to unlocking that shared space, fostering a deeper connection built on honesty and mutual respect. Open hearts, open communication, benefits of transparency. Transparency is the lifeblood of healthy relationships. It's the willingness to show up authentically, to share our thoughts and feelings openly, even when it's uncomfortable. When we choose transparency, we choose vulnerability, and vulnerability is the birthplace of connection. Open communication fosters trust. It deepens intimacy. It allows us to navigate challenges together, knowing we can rely on each other for honesty and support. When we're transparent, we create a safe space for our loved ones to do the same. Transparency isn't about oversharing or burdening others with every detail. It's about being genuine, authentic, and willing to let others see our true selves. It's about creating a space where secrets don't thrive and connection flourishes. In the garden of relationships, transparency is the sunlight and water that nourish growth. It allows love to flourish, creating a bond that is both strong and resilient. Section 4. Lost in translation, unveiling common misunderstandings. Misunderstandings are inevitable in any relationship. We all carry our own baggage, our past experiences, our insecurities, our unique ways of seeing the world. These differences, while beautiful, can also lead to misinterpretations and hurt feelings. One common culprit is assuming others think like us. We project our own perspectives onto our loved ones, forgetting that their reality might be vastly different. Another trap is avoiding difficult conversations. We tiptoe around sensitive topics, hoping they'll magically resolve themselves. Unclear communication also breeds misunderstandings. We use vague language, send mixed signals, or avoid direct communication altogether. This creates confusion, doubt, and resentment. The good news is that misunderstandings, while painful, offer opportunities for growth. By understanding the common pitfalls of communication, we can learn to navigate them with more grace and compassion. Section 5. Building bridges of understanding. Tips for fostering clarity. Cultivating clarity requires conscious effort and practice. It's not something that happens overnight, but with dedication, it can become second nature. It's about developing healthy communication habits that foster understanding and connection. These habits can transform your relationships, making them more meaningful and fulfilling. Here are a few tips to get you started on this journey towards clearer communication and deeper connections. Practice active listening. Put down your phone, make eye contact, and truly listen to understand, not just to respond. This means being fully present in the moment and giving the speaker your undivided attention. Reflect back what you hear to ensure you're on the same page. This can be as simple as saying, "So what you're saying is," to confirm understanding. Use I statements. Express your feelings and needs directly without blaming or accusing. This approach helps to communicate your perspective without putting the other person on the defensive. Instead of saying, "You always do this," try "I feel hurt when." This subtle shift can make a big difference in how your message is received. Be mindful of nonverbal cues. Our body language speaks volumes. Nonverbal communication can often convey more than words alone. Pay attention to your tone of voice, facial expressions, and posture. These elements can either reinforce or contradict what you're saying. Make sure they align with your words. Consistency between verbal and nonverbal cues builds trust and clarity. Seek clarification. Don't be afraid to ask questions if something is unclear. Clarifying questions can prevent misunderstandings and ensure that everyone is on the same page. It's better to address confusion early on than let it fester into resentment. Open communication can resolve issues before they become bigger problems. Remember, fostering clarity is an ongoing process, not a destination. It's a continuous effort that requires patience and practice. Be patient with yourself and your loved ones as you navigate the complexities of communication. With time and effort, you can build stronger, clearer, and more fulfilling relationships. Section 6. A moment of truth. The transformative power of clarity in action. Imagine a couple, Sarah and Mark, grappling with constant arguments about household chores. Their once harmonious home has turned into a battleground, with each day bringing new conflicts and misunderstandings. Sarah feels overwhelmed, burdened by the endless list of tasks that seem to fall solely on her shoulders, while Mark feels unappreciated, believing his efforts go unnoticed and undervalued. Resentment simmers beneath the surface, threatening their once loving connection. The tension is palpable, and the emotional distance between them grows wider with each passing day. One evening, after a particularly heated exchange, Sarah decides to try something different. She realizes that continuing down the same path will only lead to more pain and frustration. Instead of accusing Mark, she takes a deep breath and says, "Mark, I'm feeling overwhelmed with everything on my plate. I need your help with the chores," she continues, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "Could we please work together to find a solution?" she asks, her eyes searching his for a sign of understanding. Mark, taken aback by Sarah's directness but relieved by her willingness to communicate openly, responds with understanding. He realizes that she is not attacking him, but rather reaching out for support. They have an honest conversation about their needs and expectations, finally addressing the root of their conflict. They discuss their individual responsibilities and how they can better support each other. This moment of clarity becomes a turning point in their relationship. They begin to see each other not as adversaries but as partners working towards a common goal. By choosing vulnerability and open communication, Sarah and Mark transform their resentment into a deeper understanding of each other's needs. Their relationship grows stronger, built on a foundation of mutual respect and empathy. They learn that clarity in action, combined with honest dialogue, can heal even the deepest wounds and bring about profound change. Section 7. Daring to be seen. Vulnerability as the heart of clarity. Vulnerability is the willingness to show up authentically, to let others see our imperfections, our fears, and our hopes. It's the courage to say, "This is me, flaws and all," and trust that we'll be met with love and acceptance. Clarity requires vulnerability because it demands honesty. It asks us to shed our masks, to let go of pretenses, and to speak our truth even when it's scary. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we create space for others to do the same. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's the ultimate act of courage. It's the willingness to step outside our comfort zones, to risk getting hurt in the pursuit of authentic connection. It's in those moments of vulnerability that true intimacy blossoms. Remember, vulnerability is a practice, not a destination.